Yes, yes. Welcome to the ancient world of tabletop games. I am Agamemnon from the historical documentary Time Bandits. This is a report from a fugitive. This is a gameplay video showing what happens when two authors sit down in different countries to play a board game online. At the time of recording in the plague-stricken year of 2020, Pandemic Hot Zone, North America, is the very latest entry in the Pandemic series. And that really is a board gaming fact. In this cooperative game, players battle diseases using characters with individual specialist powers to thwart the relentless march of evil cubes spread by the game. That element is driven by two decks of cards. We gather color-coordinated sets of cards and cache them in at a research station to cure a disease. I'm not here to explain the game rules to you. This is strictly about gameplay and the banter that goes with it. I recorded what we played on Zoom and found, to my horror, that the converted file didn't fill your typical YouTube screen. The best I could do was enlarge the video to fill that screen, reducing picture quality. Live and learn. This video is the result of several sessions played backstage. For her thoughts on an earlier game leading up to this one, here's Canadian author Karen Woodward to open proceedings.
Hi, I just played Reign of Cthulhu with RLL. He asked me for my thoughts on the game, so here they are. First, let me say that I love his gaming setup. We live in different countries, and so even without social distancing, I wouldn't have been able to drop by for a game. RLL patiently explained the rules, and we dove in. I played the Huntress. RLL sacrificed a relic on my first turn so I could get to the Shoggoth, I'm not used to saying that, Shoggoth, and in so doing put his sanity on the line. That was only the beginning. We were in a race against the game. We got lucky a few times, and thanks to RLL knowing what he was doing, we got through it. I was astonished we won. RLL was insane toward the end, but then he sealed a gate and was transported to the hospital, which was a stroke of luck actually, because it was close to the portal we needed to seal, which was where I was. And I had some of the cards we needed to seal the portal. It was like everything in the game came together at the end. It would be nice to say we planned for that to happen, and maybe RLL did, but on my part, it was a fortunate accident. I was insane by the end, and we only had something like 3 turns left before the game would have won. As I said, the game was fun. I think part of the reason for this was that, first, the game is difficult. There are many ways to fail and only one to succeed. Second, because the game is so difficult, it's lovely when you're lucky, when things go your way. The difficulty makes winning mean something. Okay, that's it. Thanks again for the game.
Right, here we are with Pandemic Hot Zone. I'm joined by author Karen Woodward, represented by that maple leaf over there. And welcome
Hi.
not to your first game of Pandemic.
No, I've lost before, many times before.
You've played before, Karen, damn it. We're not here to tell the viewers that we've lost this game. We play this game immaculately every single time.
Yeah.
And then lose occasionally.
Yes, occasionally. We've won more than we've lost, so.
We have, rather frustratingly. I don't think we've played the actual Pandemic itself and won it.
That's true. We did play it, but we lost. We lost miserably.
I mean, we kicked Cthulhu's backside in the other version of the game.
We did. Actually, that's my favorite so far.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
You haven't played Pandemic Iberia yet. A lot of people really, really like that one. Even though you can't cure the disease.
You can't.
You can only research it because it's historical. So there are actual historical diseases which don't have cures for them. You only research how do these spread and let's make things better for people. But in this game, Pandemic, we're here to cure these diseases.
Yes.
Except in this one, it's the bite-sized chunk. It's the sort of, I wouldn't say, it's not a Cravo version.
Many diseases.
It's a smaller version. I think a lot of people ask after you've played Pandemic, and the game manufacturers have flogged it to death. Could you get another version of the game out? Yes, a smaller one. And I suspect this is the first in a series. Hot Zone will be a series. North America, they'll do Europe, they'll do Antarctica if they could get away with it.
Yeah, well, yeah, that would be rather uneventful. A
Yes,
lot of fighting in research stations.
you'd be fighting off global warming.
Yeah. I was going to say fighting off penguins, but there aren't really penguins.
I'm trying to remember where polar bears are and aren't, and I suspect they're at the North Pole, but not at the South.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be corrected by the internet if we're wrong.
Animals at the south, at the...
Well, you know, if you hear a knock at the door and a giant polar bear emerges out of the street into your home and says, look, get this right geographically. Well, that would be something, wouldn't it?
That would.
You know, you'd be like, oh, look, a talking polar bear. Okay, let's talk about this game. It's like Pandemic, but focuses on a smaller map.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
So here is our map, and there we are. I'm the dispatcher, and you're going to be the medic.
Yes. Yes, I'm going to kill a lot of diseases.
You say that as though you took it personally.
I do.
Right, the board is already set up for a game. So we have as our starting diseases, we've got some nasty stuff here. 3 is always a danger that could spill over into an outbreak. The game is set for up to 4 outbreaks instead of 8 in the normal game.
Okay.
Over there, we've got the usual infection rate, but much smaller, truncated.
Okay.
We are only out to cure 3 diseases instead of the usual 4. There's no eradicating the diseases as with the main game, and we're only after 4 cards each instead of 5.
Well, that'll be nice.
If we go over to our cards, there we are. You're starting off with an event, One Quiet Night.
What was that again?
We skip the infection phase on that turn.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
And it's just a quiet night and nothing happens.
A night in front of the fireplace.
Well, before you go out next day into the wasteland, the apocalypse, it's disease-ridden again.
Yeah.
This is our system for remembering just who the hell's turn it is. We are using the king in yellow.
Of course.
So we will move it for my turn, your turn, back to my turn. And we're using coins for the actions that we're spending in the game. It's been our experience that we just stop and talk nonsense about movies for 5 minutes and then go back to the game, and the king in yellow keeps us right every single time.
That's right.
As with the usual game of Pandemic, we lose if the outbreak marker goes to the bottom of the track. That there. Over there, we've got some cards, and those are the player cards. And if we get to the bottom of the deck, we've run out of time and we've lost the game.
Okay.
And here are the disease cubes. If you go to reach for disease cubes and they're not there, disease has run rampant across the world and we've lost the game. In the advanced version of Pandemic, you lose if you sneeze or if you drop a playing piece on the floor, and there's lots of many other bogus rules that we could make up. But basically, it's a cooperative game. We team up to fight the game itself. There are many ways to lose and only one to win. Cure, no.
We cure all 3 diseases.
I was going to say, let's cure all 4 diseases, but that's another game, a bigger game.
It's 3, though. In this one, it's 3.
It's
right?
3 in that one, yes.
Okay.
So there's the bigger game in the bigger box with more diseases, 4 normally.
Yeah.
The other thing that's different is that we have a hand limit of cards, and it's 6 instead of the usual 7 in the game. I think that pretty much covers any of the differences between the huge version and this pocket-sized one. You need a really big pocket to fit that box into your coat. Yeah. So why would you get this game?
Well, I don't know. Those lab coats have really big pockets, so you can kind of
Yes. Okay. I'll go with that. I'm thinking of using this game in a different way. People ask, why would you get this if you just play normal Pandemic? And it's quicker. It might be easier to introduce people to this game.
That's what I was thinking too, yeah.
And I'm talking about people who are not really board gamers.
Right, yeah. When the first time we played was Cthulhu, I thought that was really fun. Like it would have probably gone a bit smoother if I'd actually known what I was doing, but it was fun. It was fun. But yeah, I mean, I see the point here that if it's a little bit smaller, if it's a little bit shorter of a game, like it may be a little bit smoother getting up to speed. But I don't know. The other games are pretty fun, even if you lose horribly.
Even if you lose by a whisker, as we sometimes did.
Yeah, generally it was when we won by a whisker. When we lost, we just went in whole hog. It was brutal. It was a massacre. There was blood all over.
Don't need to rub it in.
Well, hey, I was right there.
Yes. I wonder who we are in this one. I've got no clue who I am. I'm a dispatcher. Now, I think the last time I was a dispatcher, I was a rather grumpy character in a pork pie hat with a terrible taste in shirts. I was Gene Hackman.
Yes, you were. You were Gene Hackman.
And I was sort of standing over there at the end of the game. You accused me of colluding with the disease. As if
Well,
I'd become some kind of master criminal, and I was there standing on this map of the world going, Otisburg!
did,
Otisburg!
you were kind of chummy. I mean, that was just my impression. What can I say?
Well, I don't know. Was I professional at all, or were you professional? Because you were, as let's just be blunt about it, you were Audrey Hepburn.
That's true. Well, I mean, I could dream. I love that little black dress.
Yes, obviously, globetrotting is all about the little black dress and cocktails at 8.
Oh, yes,
And
definitely.
occasionally signing off on some disease thing that people keep troubling you with.
Yes, definitely.